Just setting it up. Right. Alright. I know I said I was done, but I'm not. I'm not done. My game was just getting a little framey yesterday because of this game being just very beautiful, but I had anti-aliasing and fucking other shit going on. But there's going to be some changes, not to this, but to the way things are done. I don't usually talk too much about the background stuff, but I think a lot of people don't like the current style. I don't know why. Maybe they just don't like that it's becoming like a live stream channel or whatever, and that's okay. I accept that. But I do recognize that not a lot of people like that. So there's going to be a little bit of change. There will be live streams. But what's going to happen is after the live stream is over, I'm going to quickly delete or privatize it and copy it over to a regular VOD. Maybe edit them down in the future, but it's the same thing I was doing before. So it's kind of confusing when I see a lot of people not liking it. It's kind of interesting because Twitch actually grows where YouTube falls. So it's a trade-off that I'm here sitting with. But unless I lose 1,000 subs, I'm not concerned. It's just like regularly losing people is kind of interesting. And like I said, I don't usually talk about this stuff, but I do want to bring it up because I think it's relevant. I think that people can leave their inputs, and I'd like to hear them if they do have one at all. But mostly, that's what's been going on. So there's going to be a little bit of change, and I also got to put Caster in the background here. So hopefully that will make people less annoyed. I think it's annoying to see the live VODs pop back up in your feed as a live VOD too. I don't know. I'm not a live viewer. I usually am the type of person that comes back and watches things. So that's who I'm making these for. And that's why I leave hours and hours and hours of content. So that's just what I've got to say on that. Irregardless, we've got to get back into our city. I'm just waiting for Caster. This should work. And don't mind the banging in the background. They're still doing work on my house. There we go. So Caster is up for anyone joining me today. He can chat with me. And we are going to continue our town. Like I said, I know I was going to end it because of like bad graphics. It was kind of getting a little bit rough, but changing the settings seemed to help a little bit. So potash, we need lye, and firewood. So in order to build any of these, we need ash, which takes bark. So we're going to open this up, and women can work here, so we'll have some of the women working here. Have this supplied by laborers, and then we also have a granary over here. That's all set. How do you get bark? You just do this. You set them to go collect bark. So we can actually set it to like that. That's a perfect number. And they'll go collect bark. And hopefully fill this up, start making ash. Then when we get to that, we're going to need to make lye. And that just takes ash and water. So we can build that pretty easily. We'll actually set that to something like that. And then let's put a platform. But like I was talking about, it was my goal from the get-go to always do a streaming style. Ooh, we got chicken coop. So to people who don't like that, I'm sorry. We're not gonna feed them wheat. We're gonna feed them buckwheat. And they don't eat a lot, so we can use that quite often. And we don't have any chickens, so there's no need to actually get people working there. So that's good to go. Look at old Angus's. Wish you could name each one. That'd be cool. Although I don't know if they have names. I can't click them right now in the pasture. I know all our people do. For sure. We have our second windmill up. So we need to get the 2 additional workers over here. I think the church is a good idea, but we're gonna wait. We need to keep building houses. And I think what better than to have, like, this will be the miller and his wife, the chicken coop lady. Make sure it looks kind of nice with this zone here. Kind of like that. Although, actually, do I want to give them a yard? Yeah. They deserve a yard. Something like that. Why not actually do it that way? Give them a little bit of a bigger yard here. I think I got this right from Perfect Death, but I'm not sure. He didn't verify. I'm gonna keep doing it so they can walk around it, and this is the house, and they're gonna live and work in this zone over here. Oh. You need an extra worker, don't you? Storage is full. That's a good thing. You'd think. I'm glad. Thank you. I don't need to see that sign, though. Are they not allowed to have 20,000 firewood? Is that what it is? Well, as this game doesn't have degradation for anything, I think it'd be a good idea to have a warehouse with straight firewood. My thought is that I just want to make sure, because this area is going to stay probably the same for a while, but eventually we'll potentially move them out and dismantle those houses. Yeah, what better place than to have it right next to the charcoal. And like I said, sorry about the background noises. It's very unfortunate for timing, but it is Thanksgiving, so of course you have to expect construction on Thanksgiving. Or not Thanksgiving, but the days up to it. Usually us Americans take off the whole week. But labor never stops. And the joke is, only time you'll hear it, if they get too loud, I'll stop talking. So that it doesn't catch it on the mic. I've learned a lot in the last couple weeks and months doing this stuff here. Especially how things are going. How to make things sound good. There's no way we only have 3 babies in this town. Where are the children? Oh, you know what? I think during those... No. There's plenty of children. There are quite a lot of grown people, though, too. So this warehouse is perfect. It stores 10,000. We're going to store 10,000 firewood. And why? So that we always have some store firewood. We always want to keep a little bit extra. I don't think they can take the months off. They might be a job that just stays, but they are doing the harvest. Should be. Yep, harvest season is here. They're gonna be out here harvesting too. That's interesting though. It didn't start like August 1st. Aw, figures. No wonder it would fucking spoil, you bastards. We need chickens. What I need to do is set this up, and then where's my farm? We'll set that to 18. Wow, you can have quite a lot of sheeps. And set that down, and I want to just close this down for now. Is there like a quick way? Just stop supplying this building. The reason is that those hides, unless I have 500, there's no reason to have people working here. There we go. That'll solve the problem. Stop that. I need you to stop that. With our second field, we might need to extend. I think most jobs need to take off August and September. Some jobs can come back to work in September. But like these foresters, yeah, we'll take them off. Just to keep up with the how much we're going to be trying to harvest here. I guess, yeah, I guess there's kind of... It doesn't... Dude, the spread, though, is so beautiful. That is such a beautifully designed garden. They automatically did that. I just wish that they maybe would do, like, a little bit more. Like, you know, this one would be a different row. But that, like, pumpkin front row, that's so nice. I think they'll be good, though. With the remainder of the workers that I have set, I think they'll be good to finish the harvest by September. And look at that food coming in. It's gonna be a lot of food. Yeah, we need to change a few more. Cartwright's essential. I think builders should stay harvesters. Oh. Well, that's not useful. You have to stay. Those guys must stay. Excuse me? No. How are you off season 1 on season 1? She's gonna need to stay here when she gets a job. And the millers are some of the only jobs that stay. Workers, we don't need them working. Just trying to do my due diligence here because there's definitely a lot of workers who should be still harvesting. But like these guys can get back to work. Slaughterhouse. I wish that you could set him to slaughter like on command whenever you need him to. So like whenever there's an animal. Oh yeah, we could definitely... What? I hate that. It's so annoying. It's actually... I just want to turn this off for now. Because what we can do is actually use this building when we get them. Because we want 17 or 18 more, or at least 18 here, and then maybe 14. I'm only concerned really with the logistics of keeping the hay, but as it's an infinite resource, I can pretty much just keep stockpiling tons of it. I should have like huge hay stocks though. I'm not gonna try to do the math. Oh, look at that guy's field. That's nice. And I think it's good that they all have their labor jobs. So most of them will be unemployed during the months of August and September for their home. They should be harvesting at home. Maybe they won't because they're busy. 3-year-old Bratislav here. Get to work. Get out there in the fields. Start picking their fucking crops. September's almost over. I don't know if it goes into October. I know you can pick pumpkins, obviously, in October. But those crops look like... What is that? I wouldn't know. Not quite sure. But like, see, he's a laborer, so he technically should... Maybe because there's so many labor jobs. Because, see, these guys did. She's not looking for a job. Because you're the mayor? No. What's your problem? Did they get their harvest in? I don't think they did. I don't think they got the peas for sure. I guess so. Yeah, I think so. They got 12 pumpkins. That looked about right. Horseradish, that's probably what those were. In the back. Oh god. If you've ever eaten horseradish, I'm sorry for you. Just know that I have suffered as well. I don't know how that became a food over grass. How much wood are we looking at? Because my goal is to start getting those tenements, these story buildings here. A row house. I'm not quite sure if it would be a better idea to just build a large row house. Oh, you can have a store. I never noticed there's a store on the bottom. Is it like a plus arcade? Not obviously like a token arcade, but... Store help. Sell up to 8 goods. Okay, I did think there was a way. I was like, there's gotta be a way to have better markets. Holy shit. That's so sweet, dude. So, what is an arcade? It's not gonna tell me, huh? Because it's in A. It would be A, but it's not. Dude, it's so satisfying to see old Jethro on his wagon here. Labomir. Oh my god, that's such a hard name to say. So when I get a store, I can have technically 2 of these markets in one. It's very good. So satisfying. 6 wishes. She's carrying her... She just got a fresh pair of Nikes. She's taking those home. This is you? You got 5 out of 5 quality shoes. You got 5 out of 5 quality warm clothes and 5 out of 5 quality on your clothes. You are balling out. You got Louis, Gucci, Vuitton, Ralph Lauren. I don't know. Those aren't probably good anymore. But still, you got all the nicest clothes on, lady. And you don't want a job either? Holy shit. Arcade said, or not arcade, fuck. In my mind, perfect, you're a box man. I love all games. Hello, Minomare. I play so many different games, it's kind of insane. So, Ostriv is just one of the many different games I love, but this one especially is just the peak of like city builder design. Like, I had to build that wagon. I had to have a guy build the wagon, put them together, little carts for it, and all this little shops for it. It's so good. It's just a perfect game. Why would you like it? Do you play? What's your favorite part? Also, UA, is that is it US you meant to say, or I don't know UA. It's not a European country that I know. Oh, we almost missed a dark hole delivery there. Ukraine. Ah, okay. I was thinking it was Ukraine, but I was assuming it would be UK. But obviously, the United Kingdom has that, so you guys can't. They bullied you out of it. You haven't played it? Oh no, that is unfortunate. I'm sorry. It is definitely my favorite. I think out of all of the city builders that I've ever played, Ostriv is the one that hits all the right spots. It just doesn't have... It's not a finished game, but it's basically there. It just needs a little bit more stuff. You know, tiny little things. I'd like to see more in like the religion side. There's a lot of history in the region, and obviously this is a peaceful side of it. But I think they'd be cool to have like a DLC. Yeah, it is rare. But I think this isn't the only Ukrainian game that I play. There's another one that I play. I'm trying to think of what it is. I'm not quite sure if some of Call to Ostrov is made by Ukrainian devs as well, but I might be wrong. There's a lot of devs from over there. But I think the biggest thing for me is I think talent comes when you spend a lot of time on them. You know, computer games as a kid and stuff, and you learn them from the inside out. That's why the older devs are always better than the new devs. I would say it's pretty big. I don't know. I don't watch streams on on other games, especially not. So I'm out here in the dark with games like this, just hoping that people will enjoy it. But I don't know. I expect not everyone will enjoy these things. I think that these trees are actually taking from my fertility. No, they're not. They're fine. They just look like that. But as you mentioned, humble streamer, I appreciate that. I try to be humble. I don't play games like for the views, to be honest. I'm documenting my fun experiences for people and just enjoying my time. Because not all the games I play are as peaceful as this. I don't think a goddamn terrible thing could happen in this game. It's just so peaceful. And I do want to get some more lime. It's very expensive, but I need to buy that right now. How are we doing? Oof. I'll sell a little extra today, and then we're gonna need to stock up a little bit. Yeah, it's not even worth it. We'll just sell extra coal next time the guy comes. If you know Songs is Six, I'm a big Songs is Six gamer. That's kind of where I play a lot of. I almost went back to it. My addiction is that strong. My love-hate abuse relationship with the game. It's like a dominatrix relationship I have with Songs of Six. Yeah, see, the thing is, I think you should never limit yourself in any game, any genre. So, it's good to be varied, you know? For me, I play a lot of milsims, surprisingly. People don't expect that from me, but I love them. I'm better at military strategy than I am any other thing. But it's one of my passions, city building and just all kinds. I'll do puzzle games and random stuff. I'm definitely like a variety streamer. I think it'd be nicer to have them kind of lined up like this, probably. Make sure they're actually squared with each other. Horse lane. I try. I mean, you can only stay so humble. If I get millions and billions of dollars, you know, I may no longer be a humble man. But at this point, that's not happening. No, I'm just kidding anyways. But I appreciate you looking at. You know, the biggest thing is I can't get the games to record. If a game that I like playing can't record properly or stream properly, it won't. Like, yesterday I was playing this at like max graphics, which I try to be on for my streams. And it wasn't working, but then I just took off some settings and it looks fine. As long as it looks good. I think it looks perfect. But, you know, I do things like that because, like, I kind of grew up in the same way where I didn't have a lot of the games that I liked watching on YouTube, so it was like, now that I have them, there's definitely like a thing where I was watching people play city builders, and I'd hate that they'd build like the worst city ever, and it would just collapse. And then I'd be like, please, be competent for Christ's sake. I'm begging you. All I need is just 2 seconds of competency. But I'm not the best at every game. I'm just good at some of them. But I have like almost 2,500 hours in Foxhole, if you ever played that game. Or seen that game. I can't stream it because I'd feel bad if I was like streaming and getting stream sniped. And then like costing my team. Because they will do that. Oh yeah, I love Half Sword. Exanima, so Exanima I actually have some cool feats in. I used to do like Exanima challenges for myself where, like, that was what I started it, a lot of my channel on. Like, I beat the Beast in the arena as Danny DeVito. I made a little like short squat little guy and I beat him up, and then did a lot of stuff. I did a lot of things. Killing Sir in 10 seconds. Like I said, I'm variety. My old picture here, I'll show it to you. You can see this. This is my background. That's kind of why I have all the faces, by variety. But I also have this old picture I had where I made like a knight and like a Roman general and all these other characters. Bean style, my character. Because I'm gonna play them all. I'm searching for the proper Roman game. Well, I'm searching for it. I really like that fence. That's a really nice fence. Do I have that decoration? Kinda, but not that style. So, Exanima isn't finished. Exanima is a player tester for Sue Generis. I don't know if you know, but I just repeat it for people who don't. Sue Generis isn't going to be complete for a while, and Exanima isn't either. Unfortunately, the guy, he works like a day job. And it's at the point where they've reworked NPCs and characters and everything else in the background so that the game runs properly and is a lot more interactive and fun. And then they're going to move forward from there. They seem to be a very small team compared to like Half Sword, where Half Sword team is like balling out of control. Like they're so popular and everyone likes the game. They've got like Queso and other super big streamers and stuff playing every day. They don't have that, unfortunately. So, kind of sucks. But I think it'll come in time. This is going to be our storage for spare horses here. How old are you? You're 80, so I mean, sure, whatever. I guess you can work here. And then we want to transfer our old horses. We're not eating horses in this town. We're not doing that. In Exanima, they have Hell Mode, which is a very popular mod. I think that the Exanima community kind of is varied. As I would say, I'm part of the Exanima community, and I'm like at least decently like interested in it. It's the true fans are patient. The ones who aren't patient and leave and come back are just obviously going to do that. But when the game comes out with new updates, they're the first people who come and make super big videos and stuff on it, and or just hype it up again. And it's really not that much of a hype game, you know. Truthfully, it's a chill ass like medieval dungeon sim until it's finished form, which is going to be like an open world RPG strategy kind of like. I think it's going to have like a survival mechanic. So like you build a character and you have to like survive in this hostile world with like real bandits who will like see you and be like, hey, you come here, and just chase you down and things like that. It's going to be pretty crazy. I mean, they've crafted the best weapon system in any game I've ever seen in my life. And that's a fact. Their randomly generated weapon system is the best in any game. Just so good. So, I don't know. And that's the thing that Half Sword hasn't even tried to do. I don't think they can. Or maybe they can. They have a lot of resources now. But I'm actually friends with a few of the like Half Sword community devs. They're not like big guys. They're just humble dudes too. And I got to draw some of their little like emotes for their Discord and stuff. It's a very cool community. I recommend joining their Discord. But as for the devs of Exanima, they're kind of like ghosts. I've never seen them. I know they exist. We need a better house. We could build a stone camp here. The worst part, though, is it takes a lot of manpower to get lime. Let's check how our harvest and our planting is going here. I think the only issue, yeah, they're splitting the laborers. I think so. No, I think he works a day job. Like I'm about to have to go back to doing. I had no job for a little while, but I gotta get back to doing something. I don't like just not working and just streaming and shit. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think the Exanima devs work like, if I was to guess, he's either like in IT or like maybe in some kind of computer science or something along those lines. Or he could be worse off. I think he's from like, he's not Eastern Europe, but he might be like Germany or something. No, he's definitely American. I don't know enough about them. He's like one guy though, and then he has like some friends that do assets and stuff, and I think coding some of the animations, and the rest is all him. Big brain status. I wish I could do that. I'm not that brained. I have to like, I'm more of an art-minded person. I would definitely love to do like art designs for games just for fun. I wouldn't even want to be paid, just to have my little drawings in there. That's kind of why I started doing this a little bit too. You never realize how much you miss until you don't do something, and that's why I hopped in. Because as you can see, most of my channel was like VODs. For a while I started out that way because I couldn't do streaming. But this was my goal. I think so. I think he built his own engine. I think that he's done a lot. Like, he built that procedural weapons thing. He's right now. I think they're working on like a procedural, like building generator, so that like buildings have like a realistic style to them. Kind of using like AI functionality, which I think is okay. I mean, he's a solo dev, so it's kind of like not solo, but like small team. You gotta export the work somehow. Yeah, exactly. He built that engine. I'm pretty sure it's not like stock assets. That's for sure. There's a lot of games that do like stock asset. It's a sad fate though. I think that many people, like, it's not, I try not to be narcissistic or any of that type of thing, but it is in its own way. But it's like you get under noticed when you do really well in those things, you know. There's definitely people who do like asset rip games and make like $1 billion, and then you've got Exanima over here struggling. They've like cornered the market in all fucking ways on a game that's just so well done. It's such a good game. I've got like probably like 700, 800 hours in Exanima. I like arena mode. I play a lot of that. Oh no, I gave rich people money. Fuck. But Sue Generous or Sue Generous or whatever it's called is one of my most anticipated games. How are you wealthy? Because they all have kids that are grown. And Half Sword too. I think many people don't understand which direction Half Sword's going, but I think Half Sword's gonna go straight towards like an exploration, Kingdom Come Deliverance style game in like a maybe smaller world, and you'll get to take part in like battles and stuff. Yeah, so it's not gonna be. So Exanima is, like I said, the player tester. So it allowed the dev to kind of play test the game with real people as well as like live develop it, so that his engine and everything works, so that he can transition it over for Sue Generous, which will be basically like the ultimate version of it, which is an open world like RPG style, kind of like Witcher and other games like that, but with the physics of Exanima. It'll be really good. It just needs time. Yeah, Half Sword I think is gonna be like Kingdom Come Deliverance. So you'll have like your inventory system and weapons and armor and stuff, and you'll be tasked with like helping people. I think I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what my guess is. Because they've quoted that they have some really, really big plans. And when they say really, really big, we've had the same trader fucking 10 times. When they say big plans, it always makes me think that they've got like some really cool stuff in mind, you know. We might need a second smithy here. I do see them sometimes in this pasture, but I think it's okay to take that away because the cows go over here, but they have their own spot. No plot for burial. But I hope that the devs for Half Sword do what I think they're gonna do, because that's why they're adding the crossbows. They're adding crossbows and other really cool things. Kind of like, I want to make sure it's lined up with it. And crossbows are gonna be really fun to try out. I just want to like clear cut this. I never thought I'd say this, but I need to use lots of wood. Sheep farms seem to be really very costly with the... Yeah, why not? Actually. We'll have a very good supply of mutton and stuff. There we go. It's like 18,000. You talking Exanima or Half Sword? I think that Half Sword devs are very smart. They're very in touch with their community. Unlike Chivalry. There's a reason I don't play Chivalry. I've never even bought it. I would probably love it. It's right up my alley of games. But a lot of people in the community like beg Half Sword not to do like the PvP style game, because focusing on PvP is going to make the game turn meta. So everyone's going to cry about, oh, the Bardiche is too good, or this is too good, everyone's using this weapon. And it's like, well, yeah, in real life a Bardiche is really good, buddy. You have to either get good or you die. So the thing is, it's just better to play it as a single player experience with like a multiplayer aspect like they're doing like LAN. I think Kingdom Come Deliverance set the scale for what Half Sword's seeing and what they want, because there's no real physics like in Kingdom Come, so they wanted to have that real physics and that hit and that smash. Like if you see some of my videos, you can see like how crazy this. My cat just screamed at me. But you can straight smash somebody into a wall so hard. I think buying 14 chickens is a good idea. We'll go put a woman to work over here. But I don't see them doing a large scale map system like that. I think that they'll do, you know, maybe like 12 kilometers squared or something, maybe big enough for a couple villages and some skirmishes. There might not be a narrative style, or it could have a narrative. I don't know if it's in their development cycle or process right now to even develop a narrative. Because, you know, Kingdom Come Deliverance had something different going on in the background, but they also, Half Sword has independent publishers, like backers, so these backers are independently wealthy and are able to fund this just free, and they've given Half Sword devs like a fucking golden token that says, here you go, just dev it, build it, make it great. And so that's what the devs have done. They've started to make something that they're real passionate about, and hopefully in the future it'll kind of culminate into something better. But, you know, There's always things that can happen in between then and now. But I don't see them failing. Not anytime soon. More likely Exanimal will get shit on. But I want to see Ostriv get some good updates. I don't know what direction they're going, but the guy knows a lot about the history and the time. So it's definitely got some potential. Yeah, so exactly, like, KCD is just an anomaly. There's a few. I'm definitely an indie gamer, for sure. Like, I don't think I played Arc Raiders. I tried it the other day, and I had to refund it. I just really didn't like it. It felt like it was AI slop. And that sounds, like, negative, but it felt like it. So I can't change how I feel. But, like, look, this is a single developer, and he's put more, like, Banished could never come close to half of this stuff. This is all, you know, most games have their little, like, grid-based thing. No grids, no nothing, you can just place things down. However, decorate things as you please. Let's build a church, actually. 30,000 would be good to clear out of here. How about we take another male and we turn him into a draft? We have another male? You could turn a 4-month-old? Yeah, he needs to be at least 2. We got a lot of females, so she'll be a draft horse. Yeah, AI slop is standard. You know how much I get? I haven't gotten it yet from Twitch. The AI bots aren't on yet. But they usually come after me, trying to sell me AI art for my hand-drawn art. It's like, oh yeah, sure, dude. Let me just buy art from somebody who AI made it, when I just draw my own instead. But it gives me like a corner to market, you know? Like I could say, hey, look, handcrafted shit. This is not AI shit, this is real shit. UE. Oh, Unreal Engine. Yeah. They're bad. When I saw, I'm a Halo fan to my core, to my soul. And when I saw that they made, they're gonna make Halo 1 again in Ultimate, or Unreal Engine, I was just like, shaking my damn head. Why are you doing this to us? What did we do to deserve this treatment? I don't know, truthfully. But you're right to hate them. Sometimes people don't understand that unbridled hatred you feel for a game like that. Or a style of games, or a thing. I get it. I certainly do. And most people are like, but bro, we got more Halo. But what cost? When I get a Halo 2 fucking slop generated from AI into Unreal Engine 5, I'm gonna pat my pants and die. My favorite game. Yeah, they just look plastic, you're right. It's Uncanny Valley. You're 100% correct. You're not wrong in any way. The worst part about those things is like I said, that's why I don't want to see my beautifully crafted Halo 2 and 3 turn into something like that, where it just looks like over polished, buffered shit. It's like they want to just make things look, and as kids I think we were foolish because we all wanted to see these things look really nice, better graphics, more realistic, and we didn't realize we had it great when it was stylized graphics. Stylized art is always going to be better. It doesn't have to be realistic. This is fine. Look at that. That's realistic. But it doesn't need to go like crazy with it. I think it does perfect. Perfect balance. I don't know. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm a huge Halo fan, and I saw that and I was like, I cried a little bit. Oh, that bothers me slightly. What can I do to shape that so that doesn't look so shitty? Something like that. Just put a tree. Cell shading, pixel art. I play a lot of like Noida and other stuff like that. Like, fucking Songs of Six. You seem like a guy who would probably like 6. 6 is like a beautiful game, stylized, but you know, not like the most beautiful city builder ever. But it's still up on the top of the ranks as like one of the most purchased. We haven't even decorated our town hall. What kind of leader am I? But you're right. So sad to see. Sometimes the state of AAA makes me sad, and then I look over at indie games, and it's like A Beautiful Life starts playing in Sunshiny Day, and I'm like, hey, 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 and I start singing and dancing, and it's all good again. But I feel for those people who don't play AAA or indie games. So I like these fences. I think this fence is like a beautiful fence here. Actually, you know what? I got a better idea. This is gonna be a nice one. Doesn't have to be like that, and then we'll put the fence in here. And then we'll put a nice fence along. What do you mean? Oh, it's occupied from there. Make a little park for him. But yeah, I think if you like those games, you'll definitely like my pickings. I've got a lot of games that I play. Not all of them I'm good at, though. The new Silent Hill. I haven't seen... You know, that's the one thing I probably will get hate for, is I'm not much of a... I've never been good at those games, like Silent Hill. Can I not remove this bush? It's an eternal bush. I never got to, as a kid, play a lot of games like that, and I think the only one I ever really played through was, The Evil Within. Like, a fully finished all the way through. But not because I don't like them. Mostly just because I never got into them when they came out, and then I never had the chance after that. Let's sell you literally 10,000. But I believe you when you say that, because it's just the fate of AAA. My belief is that the devs... When I went to college, I was a film student in high school. As I went into college, I was forced into computer science. I am not a computer science person. I don't understand it. I'm not very good at it. And I struggle. I think that's the same that happened with the game designs and all that other stuff. People just get kind of plopped into a degree that they're not very good at, or wanted to be a part of, but then realized they weren't good at it. And then they stuck it out. And the poor games like Halo and Call of Duty and all that stuff suffered for it. I was one of those people who got to grow up and play Call of Duty 2 like fresh as a little boy. And that made me a man. That's where I even know anything from. I literally learned more from a video game at that time. Like, there's nothing you learn from modern games, but back then, you actually were interested. You started to, like, learn things about what you're playing. Halo's just whatever, but Call of Duty was crazy. Yeah, exactly. But take faith in the fact that the indie scene's got you. Oh man, I should be watching them build the church. Only get to see them build the church one time. It's gonna be beautiful. Look at that wood carving too. So beautiful. This is what I mean though. It's like there's definitely games that don't do that plastic shitty crap. Get it all right. Because these guys look good. I love this style of the character. Like little toy character. There's so many games like City Builders. That's why I tend to play simulation games a lot, actually. I think that'd probably be what my market would be. Sim games. Or like Foundation and stuff. I love those games. It's on the list. It's on the list. Wow, that's a big building. The scaffolding too. Four men built a church in 1 year. That's fucking efficiency. These guys are Amish for sure. Look at that. You can practically see where they nail that shit in. Workers and resources is another favorite of mine. Because this has the same kind of building as that. This is more in detail. Raise the bell. Right in the end of the December month here. Finish her up. Where's the bell? No bell? Oh, there it is. That was so sweet. Oh, I love that. So we're gonna need... We need glass, but we can also build... This is gonna be the first house on the street here, and it's gonna be for the pastor and his family. Or should he have a humble house? I feel like, yeah, we'll give him a humble house. Although, I really like that tenement building. Yeah, I'm on the same. I'm 28 turning 29. I think I always forget. I definitely have that problem. But yeah, I grew up on those, and I didn't get most of those things until much later in life. Like, I played Doom in like 2015, like the original like Doom. I didn't have much. Still don't, but I'm lucky, I'm blessed to have this computer. I worked very hard for it all, though. Definitely didn't get it easy. We need window glass. Now, I think I could produce glass. Glass works. It's gonna take a little bit of lime, some sand, plenty of wood, clay. But they'll produce that sand from potash and fuel, which is just coal. Now, do I want to jack up too many more people up over here? I guess so, because that's where the sand is. You'll probably understand my perspective and what my design is, though. Is I kind of wanted to do like the older brother gamer thing until I turn like 30, and then I'll be your dad. Not your dad, but the dad guy, and just play whatever, and be the wise gaming dad without a child. Yeah, no, I'm never old. I believe that it firmly is based on your mentality, right? I still act like a child. I am a child. I just obviously am a grown-ass child. I'm still just as goofy and feel like I'm 16. But that's why I forget how old I am. Because I'm thinking I'm still fucking a young lad here. But I'm a fairly active guy. Before I did this, I was doing carpentry and construction. Only oldness that comes from that would be the amount of lifting and shit I was doing. Are you're currently not in Ukraine, I imagine, though. You're somewhere else. You in Europe still? I want to get rid of these. I remember there being like a button to remove them. It might be... Oh yeah, look at that. So we need a house for the priest. I'll build him a temporary one. Oh, you are there? Oh. I don't know too much about the situation going on over there, to be quite frank. I just assume that it's still actively conflict. But I had a guy in here from Israel, and he was chilling in the capital. Oh, okay. Forgive me if I intrude, but I like to know things. I'm a studier of history and knowledge. And I like to know. But I've learned quite a lot about different countries. I grew up online. Like, it sounds strange coming out, but like, I actually was raised by like just chatting randomly with people online as a kid. So I learned a lot about different countries. I had a friend from Georgia, the country, as a kid. So I learned a good deal about the region as a kid from that person. She was from, God forgive me, but it's the T.S. Billy to Billy. It's a Billy. She's from there. And I always thought I was being fished by her. And I was like, this is definitely not a real person, until I actually, like, I met her on Omegle, and I saw her. I've literally seen her face. As a kid, I was like 13. And she's like 24-year-old lady. She was super nice. But she taught me a whole crap ton about her country and fucking Eastern Europe. Most of which I forgot. We're getting there. This house will be for the priest. He'll get the smell of horse turds right next door. And we should build this trading dock here, so we can start trading for some glass. We're doing good on the treasury. Wow, that's a lot of eggs. How the fuck? Actually, no, that's pretty realistic. Chicken egg. We'll get rid of the wheat from here. Where's my dairy? That's the slaughter. Granary. Smithy. I thought I put the dairy over here. There he is. So we'll set this to 100. Yeah, that's kind of how I figured. Oh, I fucking forgot to set chat filters. I always hate to do that. Because it automatically filters everyone. Oh, perfect. Death didn't get filtered. But yeah, I'm a avid fan of World War II history, so I know the region pretty well, and Ukraine is one of the largest countries in that area besides like Russia, and it has a huge, I believe that your capital is on the far western side, like the southwest side, where obviously the eastern portion is under conflict. But in modern times, you can launch a artillery shell, I think it's like over 20 kilometers, probably more. Yeah, I can believe it, dude. That's why I had to change it from top messages, because it will just automatically censor certain people. I definitely have to be very cautious with like things I say too in like YouTube, because it's all like AI driven censorship. So if I talk about certain topics or things that YouTube doesn't like, it can be pretty bad. So can the priest move in here? Can we get the priest to move in? But YouTube is pretty bad. I think about sometimes doing kick, but I'm like free speech to a certain degree, but I try to like limit it. There's a time and place, I think, you know? So there's some stuff I'll just never say out loud on streams. Yes, we got the priest now. But the one thing people should always know is I'm on the side of the people no matter what. Even if they all hate me, I will die to try to save them from their own ignorance. I forget the name of his... Is it Fedier? He's a philosopher, though. He believes it's like the bug principle, that he's like a fucking... I try not to read too much other philosophers' works, as it can alter my philosophy. But I've always kind of agreed with that guy. We're all just a bug. Living a fucking minuscule life. That's interesting to know. I like to know that stuff. So that's kind of how I've always imagined if America ever went to war. And yeah, you have to heavily edit what you say to get it through. But I've always imagined if America went to war, there'd be like a huge portion of the country that would just be unaffected and completely ignore what's going on. Like I said, I have my views on it. This has been a historically going on thing for a long time. These people have just been at each other's throats, especially politicians, for quite some time. And the only ones who suffer are innocent people caught up in the middle. While, you know, money gets lended to other people and makes the rich even richer. And people can take what they want from that, but it's true. It's a sad reality. Did you guys plant the whole fucking field? That don't look like it's all plant. Oh, it's fallow. Stored. Full. Well, we never fill up on cherries. So let's put 5,000 flour. But I think it's just sad. I wish that people didn't get their lives interrupted by conflict, which is really avoidable if we tried harder. But I think America's to blame. We've done too much to other countries, and because we do shit to people, other countries feel that it's alright to do to others. And then you get invasions and sad catastrophes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's my true opinion is that this war was just to start a testing ground so they have a reason to practice drone warfare on a large scale and mass produce drone weaponry and create eventually AI driven drones which will monitor and track territory, environment, seek down people based off of facial recognition. Yeah, exactly. But we're the leading factor behind a lot of the shit storm that's happening in the world. I think the average person is not aware that civilian drones can travel at like hundreds of miles per hour now, and they can fucking just easily incorporate that to like military technology. And when the military has too much technology, it's never a good thing. You think they'll launch those drones on Taiwan? I think they'll use them on anyone and everyone. I think the thing is, if you say something eventually in the future, like 1984 is not a story, it's actually like a blueprint. And it's very cliche, but I think it's true. I think that they literally will just blame it on something else and hit you with a fucking drone. Anyone that disagrees, minor disagreements, but it's mostly ones that are valuable. Like if you're out there like perpetually creating chaos, they're okay with that. But if you're pointing towards the right stuff, I think of like those WikiLeaks and fucking, what is it, Edward Snowden, those types. They would just hit him with a drone. They'd be like, okay, you want to talk out? Fucking gas leak just happened in your apartment. It's gonna be Venezuela next. We just gave $40 billion to fucking a very Venezuelan looking, or sorry, not Venezuela, Argentina. Not Venezuela, but it will be Argentina beating the fuck out of the rest of those countries. If you can spend $30 million and probably buy like 100, not even 10 million drones, like you could probably get it. Like $300 million is not a lot, but it can create a lot of those shitty drones. And all you need to do is strap a little bomb to them. And now you have a huge army of weapons that don't need to be repaired or whatever, they just die. Suicide bombers. And he's got $40 billion to go fucking throw around at whatever. It's gonna be a strange 21st century. It's gonna get a little bit more crazy, I think. Unfortunately. But I think it's all for a purpose. It comes back around. It'll get good again. It just... history has its learning curves. Growing pains. Yep, that's kind of what I'm getting at. You've got people online crying about which side is right or wrong, but they don't realize that it's not really about that anymore. It's become something completely different. It's very much that, you know, unfortunately you might understand this as someone from Eastern Europe. It's considered okay to commit war crimes on Eastern Europeans, like Russians versus other Russians or Eastern European types. Most people on the planet really don't bat an eye at that. And I think that's why that part of the world got that conflict. So that they could commit as many war crimes as possible. Because it's not the civilian, the troops or civilians or anybody. It's the drone operators. They're the ones out there killing injured soldiers with no weapons in their hands and stuff like that. It's very strange. I don't think people recognize that. And it's on all sides. We're gonna move this ram over here, and this sheepy, and this sheepy. But I think I definitely do recognize that people don't like when I talk about this shit. It's too real for them. But can't not. I grew up on it. I think that AI won't just be in games, it'll be everywhere. It's in your shopping systems, it's in your gaming, it's in your warfare, your fucking housing, your jobs. No one regulated it. And no one has responsibility in our country or in this world to care. So it's just going hog wild. But I have faith in a higher power that it's all for a reason. The most important thing though is that AI doesn't create ideas. But unfortunately it also has ideas like Terminator to work off of. It doesn't just ignore those things. I think it takes into account human fear and other emotions. So it recognizes things that we've created, emotions or thoughts. And I don't know, it's very strange. I think simply because a thing like that, an idea exists like that, it creates the possibility for it. Far more likely than a fucking zombie apocalypse or something. But unlike Terminator, they wouldn't keep us in cages. I don't know what it would do. It's not like logical in that sense. But I do like the ideas that you're bringing up here. They're very relevant. That's from the water. No, it's not. Is it? No, it's not. It's from Marifo. Here it goes. Yeah, it's kind of split up. Hmm. See, yeah, I think it's the worst and most interesting thing about humans is they're adaptive. So they can be very adaptive in a negative way, but they also can be adaptive in a positive way. Just like the people from the 70s could have never predicted us as a culture. I don't think it's possible for us to really predict them accurately, but I do think that human interconnection is going to become much more prevalent as AI starts to grow. People are going to kind of regress into like a state of wanting the past, this type of like nostalgia for eras that are long gone. And I think that they will fundamentally start to change their perspectives on it from the start, from the core. And as these people die, as the older generations die, they lose grip on like the older ways, the moral systems that keep us from like I think excuse me, sorry. I think that most people are corruptible even in intergenerationally, but our generation seem to be a little less corruptible. They're aware of the flaws of history because their education is not so limited. Now we have glaze. I think you need glaze to make glass, don't you? No. That's for something else. Pottery. Yeah. But I think that people are definitely going to turn around and realize, like, as they get older, like, that they crave people, crave interaction, they crave that human experience that other generations had. Like, even now I do too. I get that experience where I'm like, it's very depressing to see other generations of people and not be able to experience what they had. Exactly. So your thought isn't an uncommon thought, just like mine aren't either. It's actually becoming more prevalent and actually very much more common for people to be like, I think that humans should be human, and we need to separate. There needs to be some kind of responsibility taken here. If people historically don't take responsibility, I think that generations will take the responsibility for them. Like the Great Depression era of people, they definitely took the brunt of a lot of other people's nonsense, and that made them tougher for it. Now the people that came after them, not really, but you have to also think those people were set up to go to war for a reason. You're right in that I think you should keep looking. If you add me, like I always tell people, if you add me on Discord, I can elaborate on a lot of these things. I try not to in streams because I think the average person will interpret what I say without the nuance necessary. Because people learn things in their own time, but seeking knowledge is fundamentally a human thing. So, like as a kid, I used to always ask questions like, my birth circumstances created this scenario where I questioned the relativity of my existence and like etc. Like, why would God create an imperfect world if He's a perfect being and stuff like that? And I realized that that's in that imperfection that we find, you know, reality, better things. It's boring if everything was so simple. Everything was machine driven and straightforward and easy. So that complexity that comes with it adds a layer. I don't know. It's very complex bullshittery that I talk about here, though. Exactly. We look at like Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism. You know, the guy was a peaceful man who wanted to live a peaceful life, but was thrust into like one of the most chaotic histories and worst times for his culture ever. And you know, he took that with some good dignity. You know, he didn't shudder at what he had to do. He knew that he had to live his life to the best of his abilities while also taking his responsibilities. So it's like we have a responsibility. That's why, like, as a kid, I used to be like, I have no reason to talk or express my thoughts because most people will understand. But then as I got older, I realized it's like, what if they don't? If that doesn't matter, most people I find that have an argument with me, their argument is laughing at me. So my point would be like, if you have nothing to say and all you do is laugh, then surely you don't know. And surely you don't understand what you're laughing at. Where I've spent most of my time interested in the topic, you know? So who is more of the authority on that topic, you or me? It's like people in high school, most of them failed their tests and didn't care about what grade they got. I was the one that always paid attention, was reading. It sounds nerdy and a little facetious, but that's just me. This is what I like to do. But I think that you shouldn't fear if that's one thing people have is fear. There's no fear in my mind for what comes after. It's definitely something better than human existence. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. And it's definitely not like heaven. I don't think you just go straight up to heaven or hell. I think it's a little more complex. Exactly. So I think I get what you're talking about. Set authority. Like I said, the birth I had, like where I was born and what I was born under, like not having a lot of things a lot of other people had. I learned other people's cultures and perspectives and historical values, etc. So that's like my specialty. Yeah, exactly. Like if you learn where the authority, the line of power has gone, you have to trace it through history. And you can start to find out some pretty interesting things. Especially what's been blocked from like normal thought processes. Consider that science is the exploration of nature, but it isn't explicitly natural. A lot of the times it's kind of against nature. They seem to fight the idea that nature is what it is while also verifying it. A good example would be that nature, like plants and other non-speaking species, actually do communicate, but through other means, not verbally. Which implies that there's a level of intelligence. If something can communicate, even if it's non-verbal, it definitely has some form of intelligence. But to an average person, that would seem as gobbledygook. Craziness. It's okay. It's just their loss is all. I saw a good quote recently too. It's about something about like the sharpest mind is dulled on like a dull stone or something like that. A dull mind. You can't convince people who aren't available there of what you believe. It's impossible. Exactly. You're right. People don't understand me as a person, but to my core, I've always been anti-authority. It's it's one of our core like flaws as a human is our need for power and authority. But unfortunately, because of it being so ingrained in our person as a culture, it's a necessity. AI authority would just it would turn into super fascism. Super it would combine all the worst ideologies. But I don't know. It's a very strange thing because like you said, it's a long time. And I think people get the impression it's a single group of people, but it's actually lots of groups of people. Think of it as this, like, you know, in your local town, you have like a guy or whatever that's like popular and all the people follow around him because he's popular. And he's got a collection of friends and people that will listen to him or do whatever he says. That expands over time. That's where that power authority came from. The trust in the bad man. The trust in a person who might not be actually a good person for you. And that exemplified into a society becomes corruption. And if you think about it, in the 1945s onwards to the 50s and 60s, etc., these people came back from a war which turned them all into camaraderie. They all had something that they could connect on. Kind of allows for corruption to run rampant. Not to mention the normalization of drug addiction, etc. Especially in my state. Most people find it cool or interesting that they have done or do heavy drugs. And it's like, that's not a good idea. Half those drugs are extremely bad for you. But that's part of it. Keep anyone potentially available or mentally sound down in the dirt. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they've already separated themselves from all responsibility. Think of it like this, and people like could consider conspiracy or not, but like John Wayne Gacy, I studied a lot of these crazy killers as a kid. He was a local city councilor, I believe. He had local connections to politicians, but there are also images of him connected and friends with other well-known and high-class people. He was that local popular guy, that local guy that people thought was somebody who was your friend, a nice guy, you know? While he was creating snuff films. But the thing is, who was he creating those snuff films for? And what did he gain from that, you know? And the people that catch him can just say, oh, it's this one crazy guy, let's electrocute him. And the people who are purchasing those snuff films and etc. are going to be exonerated based off the fact that they didn't do it. You know, they were just... that just so happened to end up in their possession. It's not actually them enjoying it or anything. Or they didn't purchase it. And he was popular. He was a very popular person. He had a chance to become a senator or something along those lines. He definitely was going somewhere. Yeah, they will blame the AI now, especially. Any fault will go towards that. But there's also like it's always a double-edged sword, you know. History is unique like that, right? They aren't free from the challenges of a normal person. Actually, they're not exemplified, but they're kind of different. So like that same level of incompetency will just get them fired as well. You know, saying, oh, the robot did it. Yeah, the CEO just gets disposed, and then a new CEO gets placed in their spot. So they go, oh, well, this CEO decided to have all AI. We're firing him. And then, like, the new CEO comes in, and he's like, all right, shh. No one talk about the AI. And they just keep it going the same way. Nothing changes. They just replace the guy, too. Because someone needs to be wall guy. Somebody needs to suffer. And by God, it's not gonna be me. No way, Jose. We got this glassworks going. But I think that people should note those characters in history are very, very much interesting. Especially Gacy. Oops. Because his connections meant something. They're usually college-based as well. I don't know, they just did the Campbell CEO or whatever, and they did the Papa John, and they're just a figurehead, you know. It's like the King of England or whatever. I don't even think they have a king now. They just don't even fucking talk about him. They just as well dispose that fucking guy as well. But he somehow brings fucking joy to the British people, and they keep him for it. Even though the British crown has more money than the entire country of England. The English crown, sorry. It depends on how deep you go into conspiracy. If I'm not incorrect, he was well connected to Democrat Party members throughout like the entire country. In America at the time when he was popular, it's a small place, you know. You know this guy from this town, you know this guy from that town. These people were interconnected. Very small time stuff, you know. The videos, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he made at least a few. If not him, others did. It was a common racket. It was... So in the 80s and before, there's like, I think 8mm and 16mm films, as well as eventually VHS tapes, which became popular in the 90s. And I only know this because I studied film alongside this stuff. And I believe that's what's going on. But it's the connections that he had throughout those areas. Like, people definitely knew what he was doing. I mean, the guy dressed up as a clown, for Christ's sake. It was a fucking freak. But there's conspiracies that connect to him. I you know, you can never validate those types of conspiracies too well. But I think that some of them hold water over others for sure. Because he's a strange fellow with a lot of connections. And there are pictures of him with people that you'd be surprised to see him with if you look him up. And they're in their very young ages. And he was an older gentleman. He was 40s. So when they were in their 20s and 30s, he's 40s. So that means he was more established prior than them. And I think he might have served. I think he might have served. Yeah, it's all interconnected. It's like with the Epstein thing. If you look at it, how many people he was connected to, that's like 40, 50 years of connections there across a country of fucking people. Many of them were actually local to my regions as well. Exactly. Some people might not like it, but I consider guilt by association a real thing. You pick your friends pretty closely, you know. You decide who you want to be around. You can tell if a person's a creep or not pretty easily. They give themselves away. Like, I had a friend once who tried to show me some, like, murder videos or whatever on fucking the internet, and I was like, no. And I got very far away from that person. I'm not interested, sir. You take that shit and you walk the fuck away. But, you know, who knows? Exactly, like, it's like, another one of my things is I like to follow true crime. Crime is a favorite of mine. So, like with the singer David, I think it's DVD, whatever. He's this fucking murderer, basically. He obviously killed this poor girl. He's got her body in his trunk. Got songs about it. He's done fucking... She's a 13-year-old. So crazy. Yeah. I try not to believe in something. You know, the thing is, though, as a kid, I was very skeptical. Just a very skeptical person in general. So when people came to me conspiracies, I'd actually be skeptical of that conspiracy. Until then, I realized later on in life, I'm being skeptical of a person who devoted their free time to learning this. So maybe they do know a little more than I do. Potentially they even care more about it than I do. So who am I to say that they're wrong? Until you learn it yourself, and then you realize this actually cut off this part of the road. I don't think that's the right fence. Oh, it is. I wish I could take these out. Maybe I can by doing this. Yes, I have, and that's kind of what I refer to when I talk about stuff like this. There's a large layer to that. And depending on which routes you follow, historically, you can find where all that information comes from. And their names rhyme with, Patsy's? Kinda close to it. I wonder what the American CIA and the FBI and all the other groups would be doing with foreign national criminals. I don't know about the dying animal noises, but I do know about their associations with all those things you're talking about after that. There's something about noises and frequencies. There's a lot of things that we're missing. Details. And it's far beyond my puny mind what it's capable of comprehending. What do we got? We got buckwheat, fruit, flour, there we go. Oh, you're talking about the guy who created Temple OS? He sadly passed away, I believe. I believe he died. I might be wrong. But I wouldn't doubt it if people were actually genuinely trolling it. him, as the internet is cruel. Gotta be a way to get rid of these bushes. That sucks. Yeah, that's sad. I can imagine what you're talking about, and that's kind of the thing I'm talking about. It's if I get too detailed about these things, people will just either, irregardless, label me as a conspiracy theorist. But I think there's a detail that's like they were bad, but they're bad with the obviously bad side to them. So it's easy to mark an enemy when they wear a flag. That makes sense. So, like, when a nation, and you might understand this, when a nation tells its civilians to fight an army, it's typically so that they can claim there were war crimes. You know, they want those civilians to fight for their national pride, but they typically die horribly at the hands of a soldier. In that case, it's justified the soldier protected themselves from an armed civilian, which was in their mind a terrorist. So it's whatever they're labeled, you know. So at the time they're domestic terrorists in one regard, and the other way they're good people, another way they're libertarian rapists, which they actually kind of are. Yeah, but you have to, like I said, keep in mind, like, these Waco guys weren't good either. They were fucked up. Like John Jones, he wasn't a good dude. Just as well, what their goal was to create like a community of free people, etc. But they did so in a bad way. Wish I could sell these bad boys. It's not possible, right? No. Wait. I think I saw it's a horse tack. That's what it was. But there is something... Humans rely on their senses more than they realize. And when you alter their senses, then it starts to affect them. If our sight is our most important one and it's what makes us believe everything, you can affect their other senses in many different ways. There's quite a few different senses, and smell is one of the worst ones. So I wouldn't put it past the CIA and other organizations to use smell as an attack, as well as others. You know, that seems right up their they're right up their alleyway. Yeah, exactly. So like them killing the kids is obviously the bad result, but like that morally gray, dark gray side of it. It's that authority thing you're talking about. Like, it's the reason why I'm a fundamentally like neutral person on all topics, because it's like, let's say I agree with one thing. I don't like this particular side in war, or I don't like this particular side. I have to then support the killing of the people I don't like, which means I am violent by nature. That means that I am just as bad, or if not guilty of the same crimes, the violence that's being perpetrated. So in my mind, I'd rather, like, I've said many times I'm a peaceful person, purposely try to be peaceful. I'm not as peaceful as I'd like to be, but I can try. I don't want to support any kind of death in any sense, because it's evil. If it doesn't necessarily have to happen, it's, you know, it's a bad thing. Like, if someone's fucking sick and dying, I'm not gonna say that's murder if they get their plug pulled, but it's also very nuanced topics, you know, sadly. And not everyone in the society is as nuanced. The Romans definitely faced this problem. I think a lot of people are just not capable, you know, to be responsible. Not everyone is designed like that. I don't want to get the arch back here. It's okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, of course, man. You definitely enjoyed the chat, man. For sure, check out any other streams. I'm always streaming, and good luck with whatever you gotta do. Bye, my friend. I need that to be straighter. There we go. Looks a little better. I've got a decent amount of money, so I'll buy a bit more lime. Ooh, that's very expensive. Definitely gonna need some bushes in the front here. Oh, it's September, that's why. How's the harvest? Almost there. It's pretty good. We've got some sheeps over here being born. I think I only put 3, so these are 2 new sheep. He was working. Oh, still nice. Yeah, I hate work. It's always in the way. Always in the way. But luckily for me, I've got like a work mind. I'm just always like working irregardless. Let's make this man an ox here. Let's order a plow. You. Can I drag you? It's not giving me the option to drag him to the farm. Maybe we need the plow first. Wonder what I could put in here. Maybe some more granaries. I feel like a granary is the most important thing in this game. You need a lot of things like that. We have a lot of food. This is full. Hemp. Why don't we put a hemp storage? And then I can take the hemp out of here. We'll wait till it's done building. Wow. Holy shit, potash sells for a lot. What's going on here, ladies? You've got ash. You've got lye. Okay. Now, how much do you need to make some potash? Potash just takes these ingredients that they already have. Right now it is 2 p.m. It is early day. I usually do later streams, but with city builders I tend to do daily, like during the day. What's your job, my friend? I'm gonna guess you work in a warehouse or something like that, because you have the ability to not work while you also work in. And I know another person from that area who works in a warehouse too, and he has the same thing. But I could be wrong. Or you could be a fucking banker or something, you know? Who knows? This town is doing pretty dang good. Got the fields full. You love to see it. You love to see it. Let's plop this up here. Shouldn't you guys be collecting that wheat? Putting it away? Oh, it's hay. Did they collect hay from the fields on a fallow year? I didn't know that. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say you either do that or manage some kind of something. Social media manager, probably. That'd be fair. Hey, at least you're one of the few who doesn't like AI. And for that, I applaud you. I get a lot of so-called social media managers on my page, on my Twitch and shit. And they don't even know that I used to do the same shit. Alright, let's fill this up. 10,000 hemp. I hope you're not a Discord mod. If so, and you make money off that, I'm jelly. I'm jelly. Yeah, I grew up in the era of fucking, like, the memes do-it-yourself thing, and seeing this AI memes get popped out, holy shit. They can pop out a lot of garbage pretty fast. My cowboys are over here, so I kind of want to keep more storage over here. Glassworks is done. I need more houses though. They need potash. Nice. We've got some potash, it looked like. Oh, we have potash. There we go. And let's store 1,000 potash. Fill her up. Sucks that these aren't straight with it. So crooked. I think one of the smartest things I did though is doing that. If I put something on the edge of a corner that's not straight, seems to make it feel better. Got a lot of fucking spare hemp. She can't make more textiles either. Yep, they moved in. That's the stuff I need to see. Young families moving in together. Then we can spread out. That's such a beautiful building. Wow. It's gonna be very nice. We just need the window glass. And they're getting there. So we can start selling them glassware, I believe. Why don't we just put another market? Actually not. I don't want to spread too many ladies out. So we'll switch out for glassware. Too many jobs. And by the time these extra houses are done, should have enough glass. I really want these ladies just pumping the potash out. How much salt do I have? Okay. So let's store some salt here. Store 1,000. And then let's sell these guys 1,000 salt. Yeah, that's perfect. It'll be $100 for me. Quick trade. No, you have very good English. I think that you have exceptionally good English writing skills. I wouldn't be able to tell you that you are not a native English speaker based off the way you're writing. And that's genuinely the truth. I wouldn't lie. So congrats. I would do far worse. But I'm actually pretty fluent in Spanish. Most Spanish-speaking people. Why does that look so crooked? Looks ugly. Whatever. I'll do my secret strat here. Put a tree there to hide the ugly. That way I don't see it from space. I had a friend though when I was a kid. He's always stuck in my mind. He's more my brother's friend, but he was a friend of mine too. And he learned German from playing computer chess with people, like in text. Like he learned how to type and write in German. And I always thought that was like the coolest thing ever. I'm like, how the fuck do you learn another language playing a game with somebody you don't know? And it just, as I got older and I started playing games, I was like, oh, it finally makes sense. Gaming is just that cool. Like, dude, I know multiple different things about places most people wouldn't care to know. Just from gaming. Super, super valuable stuff, too. Oh, no, come on. I just want that tree to sit there. Come on. You know what? Here's a solution here. Well, I wouldn't take my compliment too great. No, I was kidding. I'm from Massachusetts, so we have like the worst I guess, American English. Our accent and everything about it. You know, I feel bad for... So, my state, when people come to America, they go to New York, and they typically move to Massachusetts. It's a very common thing. So they move to my city. And when they come here, they learn our form of English. Our northeastern accent. And they get it really bad. Because they don't know what the fuck we're saying. It's so funny. And we struggle to understand particularly any accents. I'm pretty good at it, but I still struggle. You just have such a thick accent. Unless you're speaking like a Californian or like us, it's hard. But it's not uncommon for my city to have people from all walks of life. Don't tell me I'm gonna get 46 bucks for that 200 potash. That is fucking sweet, dude. I need like 400 ladies working in the potash fields here. I'm actually considering making an ashery. Whoa. It's the harvest season. I need to have an ashery and a forestry right next to each other with some coal. And I just start pumping it out. That's good. I wouldn't say I have the heavy accent though. Like they talk like this. I'm from Worcester. I'm kind of like you know, I'm talking like this, and they have like a weird mix between Boston and New York. Yeah, we have a bad accent. Like, I'm lucky that my Mass accent is kind of spread out from being all over the place. But like, if you hear an Irish person here with our New England accent, like our Worcester accent, holy shit, it's so funny. they don't make any sense. It's because we're partially Italian. We have a lot of Irish, Lithuanian. When the Armenian genocide happened, the Armenians moved here. We actually have a plaque that commemorates their loss in our city center. So there's a lot of that stuff here too. Rice pilaf was popularized in my city. So many little fun facts. We're just waiting for more people. Seems like a lot of families, young families, are getting married. I'm kind of like uncultured. My girlfriend makes fun of me. I can't stand certain accents or forced accents. Like the Bostonians. They purposely try to talk like that. Like, and as loud and as annoying as possible. I think if that's what you're talking to. I'm not a big fan of accents. Unless they're just normal accents that the person has. They can't control. But we also live in the state with probably the worst one next to New York. Like, Texas accents don't bother me, southern accents. It's when they say car. It's car. I can say car, I'm from here. It's not a car. I'm saying car. Car. It's very simple. I do the same with British people. It's not H. It's H. Look at that. Holy shit. Probably the 3 other British people that follow me unfollowed there. My goal is to piss off and get rid of all the people who don't like my shit early. Then I'll weed through the rest. Look at that. That is a nice building. I want to put this on hold though. We want to move the preacher over. Where is he? He should be living right here. Yep. Here's Slav and his wife. He'll get the first 2-story. Look at that beauty. And you know what it needs on the side of the house here? Oh yeah, baby. Too close. Alright, we'll do that. This feels kind of bad to hide that beautiful architecture on the side, but we'll have the other side too. Oh man, look at that. So apartments, we have 4 apartments. Can I... They're relocating? Nice. Oh, they moved in. The Trio family, they live in the top floor. Dude, holy shit. That felt so good. So fucking good, man. Now, do we want to build another one? This one's an arch plus 2 floors. What's the difference? It looks... Oh, they can walk through it. Now, my thing is, should they be too close together? Does it look stupid? I don't like that they don't kind of like... That's not really flipping the building. I guess... Oh, I see. That's the front. So there we go, like that. Because they're gonna have a backyard. I really don't like that their, like, gables don't match either. Yeah, we won't build that. We could build one with a store, though. Yeah, that's not straight. Hold on. Get that wood out of here. I want to make sure it looks good with it. Get that fucking wood out of here. It's so annoying. There we go. I'm like, are you serious? Don't do this to me. Now they can get to constructing that building. And then having a store over here will be good, because then they can start their work. I'm also going to want to have a granary. It'd be nice to have like an upgraded city granary. But what we can do is we'll have this like here. And this will be the start of like Granary Road. So they'll have like excess stores for everything here. Oh, don't put that on hold anymore. I think a bunch of people are gonna start moving in. Nice. I love that that sits on the top of the hill there. It looks like a nice little house. It's not very valuable to sell the broadcloth. How much would you ask for 500? It's not really worth it either. Not yet, at least. I'm mostly waiting for these guys to get producing. We got enough cowhides here. I do stream to Twitch, and it's variable. I think that, so I've always stated that I think that if I was shown to 10 people, at least one would watch. But my viewer count drips. It can go from like pretty good to, you know, not as good on certain streams. But I'm not interested in the current like viewers. I don't usually even pay attention unless somebody's talking to me. It's mostly for the future uploads that get uploaded. And Twitch I actually am growing pretty well on. I gain like 2 or 3 subs every stream I make, which compared to YouTube, I had to get 1,000 subs, 600 hours of watch time, or 300 hours I think, and then like some other thing. And to get that was really hard, especially grinding. You know, you get like videos that just don't get views and stuff. And then, you know, one day you get one that gets 500 or whatever, and 12 people watch it and actually follow through with watching it. It's hard to expect people to watch something. I always keep in mind that not everyone's interested in a new guy or wanting to be like the first person to watch something. So that's always the challenge there. But I think I do well. Like, I'm monetized on YouTube, so there's that. It's not like I don't make... I make enough to buy new games and stuff. My age range is variable, too. Yeah, I mean, eventually, you know, the thing is, right, like, I like it when it's small. If there's like 12 to 14 people talking to me at the same time, I'm not going to be able to focus on conversations. So, like, people who are... Exactly, I'm having fun. People who are joining me with the conversations early on, they're going to get to know me better than the people who aren't. And if they're, like, interested in that type of relationship or parasocial relationship, whatever, that's that. But for me, I'm not really, you know, like I said, I started it with the intent of sharing like cool shit that happens to me, or like I built so many cities in Ostriv and other games that just I don't share with people. And I'm not the type to go like post the share on some like Discord for 2 seconds. I like to like do the whole thing. But I guess it's been my dream since I was 15, probably before then, to make videos. And you know, it just didn't happen. Now I'm 28, 13 years later. I started it doing overnights at a gas station just because I had nothing better to do than to start making videos and stuff. I got tired of seeing people who have like literally no talent or whatever. You get millions of dollars for fucking nothing. And I don't want millions, I just want like to not be abused in my labor. Which, comparably, if I'm good at numbers, all the games I play are number based. If I can get 1,000 people to follow me, I can get more than that. And if people are actively interested, it's not impossible. Just time. And I put it on hold for a long time too, which wasn't very good. Like, I literally paused my channel and stopped uploading for like 7, 8 months, 9 months basically. Let it die. Yeah, exactly. Like, I also like, I have experience from like I was a kid. I used to like run meme pages and stuff, so I'm used to like. No, I would never. I love to get at it with people. The only thing I am ever concerned about is that my own blabbermouth will get me in trouble with certain like things I say. Mostly in the sense of like, then I have to like deal with someone tweaking out on me for the next whatever couple days. But no, I'm a fucking old school meme guy, man. I'll blast anybody. Young, old, disabled. I'm just kidding. No, I think that I try to punch up. I'll always try to punch up. It's not as interesting to punch down on people. But I welcome people to try to troll or meme me. It would be funny. I have a very lack of response to stuff like that. And I sometimes watch back when I respond to bots how fucking fast I have like a bot detection on my brain. I just immediately see it. Oh, look at that guy's spread. You're living lavish, aren't you, huh? Look at that fucking family, dude. 11 years ago. $11 I don't think it's possible for me to ever be a generic streamer anyways, though. I'm far from a generic person. I'm a little crazy. A little tapped. What's going on with your brick production here? What's keeping you? You're collecting it all. Oh, I see. He needs something to deliver it to him. Wow, that's a lot of laborers. I hope those aren't all people who aren't working because they just moved into this apartment and now there's a bunch of people who aren't working. That's not good. But they seem to be covering all the jobs, so that's good enough at least. Yeah, I was built for this. It seems strange to people, but this is what I was built for. Everything in my life pointed me towards something like this. Like from my art interest to my personality type to my interest in like entertaining and talking out loud and stuff like that. I think that's a lot of people's problems. They don't like to talk out loud to themselves or in general. Or just it's like a collection of things. Like when people, like I had friends in the past say they want to be streamers, and I always say like, well, why do you want to be it? And they're like, oh, because I'll make money. And I'm like, that you are not going to. You are never going to make money. It's a passion thing. It's really what drives you, why you do it. And that's why I started on the videos, because it was like, if I can't do the streaming, I'll make a fucking video. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do what I need to do to get that out, that I have to. Oh, they actually take those trees. That's such good detail. But there's no way somebody can come in here and say something to me. Like, my level of humor and my dark humor is so fucking different than what most people are probably experiencing. I just don't exhibit it too often. But I do wait. I have like a trigger figure ready to unload on the first person to come in here and try to do something like that. Like, fuck out of here, buddy. My worst thing though is I'm not clever. I'm not as witty. I'll just ban them if they say something stupid. It's usually like racist shit. Like, I expect somebody to try to take advantage of my chat being on the screen, so they'll drop like a bunch of slurs or something. The speed of which I will remove it is so fast. Yeah. I mean, I was that age once, but I never really liked that kind of humor to me. There's easy humor and there's hard humor, and the harder humor is coming up with creative thoughts and ideas. Just beating up people, like old iDubbbz and all that stuff. Like, I didn't really even like Filthy Frank a lot of times. It was just making stupid funny sounds to be funny. I like the like South Park level of it, where it's like the stupid farts have like a deeper nuance behind them. Are you guys walking that far to get water? Is this empty? Oh yeah, it is. Usually I think it's about 2 houses per well or so. Especially big families. Yeah, but even like I said, as at that age, technically I never would do that shit. it's like I said, there's a punch up and punch down idea. Like, I'm not gonna punch down on some tiny streamer, but like random big famous streamers who already made like millions of billions of dollars. Not billions, but you know, millions of dollars from their job here. Oh, I'm bullying them. It's all happening to them for sure. They have very little mercy. But I don't spend my spare time doing that shit. Yeah, exactly. That's a. I didn't even read your message until now. Just throwing bullshit at people is kind of sad. Yeah, it's a pointless thing. I personally, it's like for me, I won't play games I don't like, or I try not to. Like Six is the only example. I'll sit here and I'll bully Six. But like, normally my philosophy is just ignore it and move on. But I get so fucking butthurt with songs of Six. Yeah, 100%. You're 100% correct. Oh, that's like the rational human brain form of enjoyment of life. Like when people play video games, like I feel bad for the ones who play to like win, or they need to compete or something, and they're like cracking controllers in half because they're so mad. I'm like, dude, there's a gaming world out there where you don't need to do that. I was you once. I got upset too, and now, thanks to the world of not gaming like that, I'm happy. So happy. But it really goes back to the person. Like, one of my core philosophies, though, is that people who are in a bad spot tend to see everything as negative. So it's like a person in a bad spot in life isn't going to come to your chat with a nice thing to say. So I think it'll be off-putting sometimes for people when they come at me, and I'll genuinely ask them why. I'll be like, "What's wrong with you? Like, are you okay?" And they might think that it's like an insult, but I'm like, I actually want to know. Like, what is making you so upset? It's unwarranted. You gotta hope that I remember, though. Sometimes, like right now, I haven't read your name enough to remember it. From my meme days, though, I used to remember people's names based off the principle of 3. If somebody came and talked to me more than 3 times or 3 times, I would remember their name and their profile picture or their face. So if they said something that was annoying or good more than 3 times, I would always remember them. Five minutes of no fame. I ain't getting no fame until... From my experience, it takes about 6 months of committed anything to do well. So, in 6 months' time, I won't have just like a couple people watching. I'll have like, 40 or something. Maybe if I'm lucky. But you never know. It'll never be like, oh, tomorrow I'm famous. It'll always be like, when I hit 32 years old, then I get to like 10,000. Nah, I don't think I'll be 32. I don't like do the proper moves that would get me the views. Which I know I could do, but I don't. Shorts and fucking following algorithms, games and stuff. Like Minecraft. I could play Minecraft and Roblox and probably get fucking 10,000 subs in a week. about to have a second row house here with the store in the bottom too. I think it has a store. How come these are flipped? It's interesting. If, like, it depends. Like I said, the trolls can be pretty obvious. If someone just comes in here and drops slurs, I'm gonna ban them. But if they get me with a good meme or a good joke, I would never ban somebody. I think it's funny. But it's always variable. Actually, you know what? I don't think they should have firewood here. Because I'm small now, but when I get bigger, I'll probably have a different perspective on how I handle people. We're gonna try to sell these guys the good stuff here. We should also be making lots of hemp whip. Oh, you know what it is though? We need seeds. Try to make sunflower oil too. Yeah, that's the thing, like you said, if they're not boring. I find that they are so boring. It's just fucking... You'd have a better time never doing shit like that. So we'll sell flour. We want some dried fruit. And dried fish. And maybe... buckwheat, as we have tons of it. Then we'll have this supplied by laborers. That is beautiful. They're not perfectly lined up, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure I did try to make them lined up, but it happens. So now we could do another couple row houses here, I think. Actually, I want to see something. Can I copy? Yeah, I'll copy it the same way. And that's going to set us up for a while. I don't think we're going to need more families than this. There's a streamer I follow, though, named Tomato, that he has a way of dealing with trolls in a way that's similar to how I would if I knew he didn't do it. Which is to just fucking immediately, like, put them on blast in his chat. But it's interesting. On an online way, I'm more relaxed and chill when it comes to things. But if it's in person, I get very, very heated. So I guess it's because of the fact I know it's not real. Oh, it's March. I'm like, where are the people? They're working. Did you get this field set? Supply for ox disable. Oh, I see. It's the same guy every time. Now, is the Cartwright who makes the one more order in queue? I have the ox. Hmm. It's weird. Why is he not... It's ordered. Do I need 2 ox? Okay, yeah. I think I needed 2. Makes sense, though, because they need 2 ox to pull the 1 plow. But I didn't know if it's the wide plow or the small plow. That's a double plow. That's a big boy. This will help tilling the field. There's no, like, famine that I know of. As a city builder, this is definitely the most casual, but I think that you can very easily fall into, like, a cycle of death if you don't know how to, like, run your finances. But, like, obviously I have 3,000, so we're doing good financially. And, like, my harvests are really good, very efficient. I've got 10,000 buckwheat stored up here, as well as 10,000 buckwheat over here, so it's like I have so much food. Yeah, they've seemed to have upgraded a lot over the time. I played back when they started, but it's like they've always had like animals and shit. Even Ostriv didn't, or not Ostriv. Manor Lords missed that stuff, and that was sad. On their release, I really wanted to play. Animals are my favorite. Okay, I was right. Horses do get pretty old. I've got a lot of horses, but the nice part is they really just take hay, so... How you doing, Uga? What's up? Welcome. You like my city? We're building row houses now. I swear these guys keep coming to me. What, I wanted to sell clothes. Textile might be good to sell too. Here, let's store... We want to store 400 clothes. And we're going to sell 100. Just because we don't want to sell too much stuff. Yeah, they're so beautiful. This is Goon Minimer. He's a good friend of the channel. And a modder. We're getting there, we're getting there. We have pretty much all industries set up here. Might be time for the lime kiln. That way we can save money. We have these row houses over here, so we can take advantage of them. Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to have gardens in the back of these houses, but I was thinking I knew a way to. You might like this. This is kind of how I was gonna do it. Rotate it a little bit, and then I was kind of gonna give them like the garden without giving them the garden. So we can edit this shape here. Because technically this guy could be like the landlord, you know? He lives in this backyard here. Let's shorten that so we don't take too many trees. Looks good. But yeah, I wish you could do some stuff like that. It'd be nice to see. Let's get stone mining camp. How are we doing on stone storage here? We're running low. How are you consistently unemployed? Isn't there jobs over here? So many unemployed people. Well, I know one solution here too. Why don't you all just start working here? Anyone can work here. And same here. That way we've got all our jobs filled out. So they'll have the lime kiln. Now the lime needs nothing. This one just quick lime and water. Okay. So we can put this here. And then we'll put a little warehouse too. They need some like warehouse upgrades though. I'd like to see like larger scale buildings. So like as you get these row houses, you can start to see like different styles of buildings like this. So different like warehouses, horse stable, like a long horse stable. Oh yeah, vintage story. You might like that one, Minimer. That's a game that'll be coming one of these days. This reminds me of vintage story right here. How's this store doing? Wow. Very efficient. She's selling the shit out of everything here. So we want to have the things that she's going to be keeping stocked in here. 2,000. We want some flour. 2,000. And dried fruit. That way she doesn't have to go too far for her products. The rest of the stuff we'll need like a warehouse for. Can I fit a warehouse in here? I think I can. This will be a nice little back house here. Because I plan to have like decent space between the row houses. I don't want them to be like on top of each other. Harvest season is here again. I want to kind of straighten this area out. Take these cows out. Because I want to straighten it and make it look a little better with the zone here. Dude, I swear this guy comes every time and I don't know what to sell him. Do you sell lime? No, you don't. Because we're going to need to start buying limestones. Be nice. I think you can't lay down stone roads either. Is there a way? I'd like to have like stone ground stuff here. Oh, that'd be important. Oh, you can. I don't know how this is gonna look. Oh, I have to draw it in. Okay, I see. It's not too bad. Try to see if there's any more stone. I don't see much. It's okay, we'll buy stone. That'll look really nice in this little area here. What a view. What a pretty game. Oh yeah, let's make sure. We want to change these out, don't we? Move all your cows. Or your sheeps, I mean. Wish I could just tell them to move them. Let's actually start the fields now anyways. Perfect. You also need a log storage building. That's not a forestry. Be cool if you could float them down the river. Have them sit in the water. Although I don't know if they did that historically. The next year it's gonna be... We'll do a fallow year, and then wheat, buckwheat. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Oops, how the fuck did that happen? 92 bucks. We want to buy lime stones, not the lime. And eventually iron ore. So we can just make our own iron. They're making money. Look at that. Very nice. Laying the cobblestones. Oh, I love that. It connected to their houses there. Oh, that's such a good detail, dude. That just sold this area so much. You know what I can do to kind of hide the fact that that's not perfect? Oh, get off this bench. Get off the bench. No, stop it. There we go. We will put cottonwood right here. Hide the fact that that sucked. I don't like that they're having problems here. It's not these guys, is it? No. How many chickens we got? Currently, we still only have 14. Oh, I see. We're not allowing hatchlings. That would have been useful. Okay, so we get a guy, order a cart. Let's start mining this limestone. We got a good 30,000 limestone to work with before we have to start buying any. That'll be more than enough for what we need. Never occurred to me I can just look at it from here like this. Did you produce any goddamn leather? No, you didn't. You're stuck trying to gather enough sheepskin. Alright. Well, let's just do that. That's gonna rot. We'll have to just make a specific tannery for that. And potash is completely free, so we're just gonna keep selling that. Ash and lye, bark. Try to get more and more of that going. Holy shit, that's a lot of horses. This is just where the horses go to die, basically. I could make more carts, but I don't want to do that. I've got plenty of wagons. Yeah, that's perfect. He lives right here. Holy crap! Are these his children? My god. That's his son, and these are his brothers and sisters. That's a big-ass family. I refuse to eat the horse meat. I wish I could just sell them. Yeah, there's nothing else to store here. We're just waiting for them to put the amount of limestone they need in here. And then we'll be good. Start making our limestone into lime powder. We'll have to produce more bricks soon. Perfect. It'll just be easier to do that. There we go. So this store has salt, glassware, clothes, and shoes. Clothes, glassware, salt, and where are the shoes? Do we just not own any shoes so we don't have storage space? So we set that to 200. Actually, we'll do 100. And then this one can be 400. Yeah. That one was funny, but I try to avoid the politics on that side of things, because I like the Soviet Republic game. Oh, that's interesting. They actually cleared out the path there. Something about that whole conflict turns people into like seething, raging freakazoids. Maybe justifiably so, but I try to avoid it. See, that's why we're only selling 100 at a time though, because we're not making as much as I'd like. So now we could buy limestone, we don't need that. We'll actually buy their stone store though. And we are out of ore, so we'll just buy that whole storage there. Or metal. think that's going to be a good stopping point. Mainly because my fucking shoulders kill me. But I appreciate you guys joining me, especially you, Minimare. Thanks for joining me, and Goon. Anyone else watching in the now or in the future. I'll see you all in the next one.